Oh, yeah. I'm Matthew Martin, and the news is good. Tonight, a prodigal thought. The Lord's story about the prodigal son is probably one of his most famous parables. It's been discussed and examined from all angles in countless ways over the centuries. I doubt I can bring anything new to the discussion, but nevertheless, I came across a fresh take on it from my friend Stephen Skaggs. I think sometimes the story is mistaught, with the idea being that the prodigal son fell into financial ruin because of his reckless decisions, but that is not exactly what Jesus says. He said a famine came over the land where the boy was living and forced him to become destitute. Who knows what would have happened had that not occurred, had there been no famine. He might have lived many more years in sinful, indulgent living without a care in the world. The famine, however, forced the boy and everyone around him into conditions where their money did not go as far as it once did. Of course, I say who knows as if it's a real event. It wasn't. It was a fictitious story that the Lord tells. That's what a parable is. But Jesus decided the exact circumstances that would happen in order to teach the lesson. In other words, the point is something external happened. Yes, the boy was wasteful and sinful with the money his father gave him, but it wasn't until something outside the boy's control happened, a great calamity that he was not prepared to handle, that he finally and truly hit rock bottom. In that case, we could probably all relate to the boy. We have all dealt with some proverbial famine or two in our lives. Sometimes they come at the worst possible moment after we've made one too many bad decisions and now we're in real trouble. Sometimes they happen when we've seemingly done everything right. We've worked hard, been faithful, done our best, or at least tried to do our best. Maybe we've tried to do our best. But still the storm hits. Still the famine strikes, and it's out of our hands. You cannot control everything. No matter how righteous or unrighteous, faithful or prodigal you may be, storms and calamities are still going to strike. Whether we're lazy or hardworking, you can't control it all. Speaking of, the elder brother worked hard. Unlike the younger, this brother never left home. He stayed and he worked. He obeyed. Yet even he was living every single day off the blessings and the gifts of his father. He worked on his father's land. He ate his father's food. He slept in his father's home. He seemed to have forgotten that, to the point where he thought he could use his faithfulness to force his father to bend to his will. When you read the parable, consider how both sons, in their own way, acted as though they could stand on their own, both forgetting how much they'd been given by their father. The younger brother tried to be independent without his father. The elder brother tried to be obedient without much gratitude for his father. Both needed a touch of grace from their father. The younger came home and found his father rushing to meet him halfway. The elder stood outside, bitter and resentful, and so the father goes out to meet him. Both needed the love of their father. Both got it. What a beautiful picture in an otherwise very sad parable. Thank you, Matthew. We now go live to our correspondent out on the field. Thank you, Matthew. Today's Bible reading comes from 1 Peter chapter 1, beginning of verse 4, which says, "Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises. By these we might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust." The Apostle Peter reminds us that there are things in this life that are worth more than anything we can find value in this world. That there are things offered to us that we get to receive and enjoy here and now that do not belong to this world of here and now. The world is full of many empty promises, but God offers precious promises that we get to partake of, not a carnal, worldly nature, but a holy and divine nature. And if we receive that nature of God, if we receive salvation, which is offered through His Son, then we get to become something that is bigger and more than this world ever could have us be. Be mindful of that. Be thankful that Jesus offers something that lasts forever, as opposed to the temporal things of this life here on earth. It is Tuesday, February 17. Tuesday has no feel. Monday has a feel. Wednesday has a feel. Friday has a feel. Tuesday really has no feel. You know, Monday you've got the dreariness of going back to the work week, and Wednesday you're at the midpoint of the week. You can see the horizon there, and the end point of the week is just at hand. It's the halfway point. You have midweek services. All that's there on Wednesday has a vibe to it. Friday is the end of the work week. Everything's wonderful and good and sunshine and rainbows on Friday, but Tuesday has no feel. Today, Tuesday, I want you to feel loved by God. I want you to feel doted over by a Father in heaven who sees you not just as this created thing, not just as a piece of pottery, but sees you as a child of his and wants you to talk to him and converse with him. I want you to feel that you are one special person in the eyes of God, so loved that he gave his only begotten Son, that you might live with him forevermore. Enjoy your Tuesday, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow for midweek services. God bless.